All you need for this lower body workout is a resistance band, which you can find on Amazon. They're low cost, they're affordable, they're portable, and they're super effective. You can take them with you while you're traveling. That's what we're doing right now. We're traveling through Europe. This lower body workout is set to music. It's meant to be short. When you're short on time and you can't get to the gym, or you just don't have the time to do a full body workout, this is a great lower body blaster that's going to get you strong thighs, strong glutes, strong hamstrings in the least amount of time possible. Hey, my name is Chalene Johnson. I happen to be the Guinness Book of World Record holder for having created the most exercise videos, which means I've done it all. I've done workouts you can do at the gym, workouts you can do at home, workouts that are an hour long, workouts that are short. We're going to use your body weight and a little bit of resistance from the band. All right, let's get to it. All right. We're going to start by placing our lower body band around our lower body, specifically our calves. And this first exercise is just a step open and tap. Notice that when I'm stepping open, I'm also stepping into a squat position. So it's actually a squat and tap, squat and tap. But each time you do that squat, you are taking your knees pretty far apart, maintaining tension in the band. So this is working the glutes, the hamstrings, but also the abductors or outer thigh muscles. So each time I tap, also notice that I'm not bringing my feet all the way together. This allows you to keep tension in the muscle the entire time, which means you're going to feel it right away. Now we're going to do 4 taps per side. So stepping open 4 times, and then immediately switch to the other leg. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now notice each time I step out with that leg, that single leg, that I'm really kind of opening the knees, kind of opening my stance a little bit, and then we'll switch to the other side. Again, just 4 squats, focusing on one leg at a time. Now with feet shoulder width apart, you're going to do 4 squats. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see my position here. Do your best to use full range of motion here. Let's change the rhythm, squatting down for 3 counts and then standing up on 1. So it's squat, down for 3, up for 1, or low, lower, lowest, and then all the way up. I'm going to take my feet just a little bit wider to make it even more challenging. Down for 3, standing up on 1. Down for 3, all the way up on 1. Now let's change the tempo and press down in the lowest part of our squat for 3, and then lift up on 1. So you're all the way down, pressing the knees open for 3, and then standing up on 1. Open for 3, and then all the way up. So you're staying low as you can in that deep squatting position and pressing the knees open, really using the abductors, the outer hip. Try to take it as low as you can for those abduction moves. And again, make sure that your feet are at least shoulder distance apart. Then we're going to lose the band for just a moment, bring it down to the floor. So if you have a mat, you want to use that now. And what we're going to do after we adjust our shorts, because #wedgies are not fun, we're going to go into just a simple bridge. So I've got my heels right underneath my knees. All the weight's on my heels. I have very little weight, actually no weight on my toes. And I'm using the strength of my glutes and hamstrings to lift my hips. Try to use full range of motion so your hips are going all the way to the floor without resting, and then lifting all the way up where your hip flexors are fully extended. Okay, now we change the rhythm, and we're going to pulse at the top of that rep for 3, and then lower almost to the floor on 4. So it's 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Try to keep all pressure on your heels the entire time, keeping tension in the muscles as you perform all of these exercises. While you're at the top of that rep, you want to make sure that you're really focusing on squeezing your glutes. Don't just go through the motions, actually squeeze the muscles. Now what we're going to do is lift and then walk our feet out just a couple of inches. Lower down. Lift, walk our feet out a couple of inches, and lower down. Now I have my feet very far away from me. This is an advanced position, and now we're going to reverse it. And lift, walk our feet back in. Lift, and walk our feet back in, just a couple of inches. And now with our feet back under our knees, let's take one leg up into the air and do a single leg bridge. Try to get full range of motion, lifting your hips as high as you possibly can with all of the weight on one heel. We'll do a total of 8 reps on each leg before switching to the opposite leg. Again, keep the supporting leg close to your glutes, digging all of the weight, all of the resistance into the heel of the supporting foot, opposite leg, up towards the sky. Do your best to use full range of motion, pushing your hips all the way up as high as you can get them. Pressure again is on that heel. We'll do a total of 8 reps on this leg, and then we're moving on to the next exercise. For this one, you're going to need your band again, so wrap that around, this time just above the knees. Heels should line up right underneath your knees, hips fully lifted into that bridge position. I'm just pulsing outward. So again, we're working the glutes, the hamstrings, the abductors in this elevated bridge position. Keep the hips elevated and just pressing the knees outward. It's a small movement, you're almost there, and you made it. We'll transition now to one hip with the knees bent and the band in the same position. Keeping the top leg parallel to the bottom leg, I want you to just open up the band. Just 8 small pulses, and I don't know why I'm smiling because this is so deadly. I mean, it is burning like crazy. Then we'll modify the movement just slightly, still maintaining that parallel position, but we're going to bend and extend at the knee. So you should feel this a little bit more in the top of the thigh, the quadricep, but of course you're still feeling that contraction in the outside of the hip. It's deadly, but just a couple more, and then we switch to the other side. So I'm just gonna swing my body around to the opposite direction, and then again, maintaining the top leg parallel to the bottom leg. Same exact exercise, we're just trying to open up the knees. You should really be feeling this in the upper part of your glutes. I mean, it is burning like crazy. I don't even know how I'm not crying while I'm filming this. Just a couple more, and then we do the bend and extend, which engages the quadricep, the top of the thigh. At this point, if you can even do 4 reps, I consider that a win. When you're ready, you want to remove the band because this next exercise is going to focus on the adductors. Positioned on the same hip, now what you'll do is just lift that bottom leg toward the sky. And you want to have a lot of control. You're not resting it on the ground. You're lifting, and not as high as you can, but just enough to maintain tension in the adductor muscles. It's really just a pulsing movement, and if you wanted to make this more challenging, more effective even, you could add ankle weights. It's a small movement, it is controlled even though it's a little bit quicker tempo. We're not banging the foot to the floor or swinging it all the way up to the sky. It's kind of in that middle range. Okay, now we're going to include the quadriceps again by doing the bend and extend. So with the foot just slightly elevated off the floor, you're pulling the heel towards the glutes and then extending out to engage the quadriceps while we're still working the inner thighs. Couple more, and then we'll switch and take it over to the opposite side. Starting with the foot positioned with the toe turned out slightly, so we're kind of lifting the inside of our arch or our heel toward the sky, that controlled movement in the middle range, focusing on contracting the adductors, inner thigh group of muscles. Even though we're working the legs today, we always want to think about the core, so make sure you're keeping your abs nice and tight. Just a few more reps. And then we transition to the quadriceps, so we're bending the knee and extending, but maintaining that heel slightly off the floor so the adductors are still working, as well as the quadriceps. And as I said, our core is always engaged. I hope you're still smiling. We are almost there. In fact, no, actually, we're there. Let's spend just a couple of seconds to stretch out those hips. Laying on your back, you're going to cross one ankle over the opposite knee, give it a quick stretch, then switch and do the opposite side. Now, if you've got more time, I would love for you to spend more time stretching. But if that's all you've got today, thank you for joining me in this lower body banded workout. Listen, if you're looking for a longer lower body workout, or you want to see exactly what I do on the days when I do go to the gym, how to train with heavy weights, I want you to check out this video where I give you my complete lower body routine. And if you're someone who needs help, like figuring out your diet and your hormones, and you're a woman over 35 who's like sick of hearing about so much conflicting information, you just want it simplified, I would love to invite you to check out Phase It Up. That's my program designed specifically for women like you. No BS. We're really going to help you make the decision that's right for you based on your history, based on your goals. So please be sure to check it out. The link is below in our show notes. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Make sure you smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next week. Bye.